Okay, test. Let's check. Let's get this ball rolling here. Woo. Started a little late, but pulled through. Okay. Oh. So I just want to go in the weekly charts because I mean that's what I've been really focused on coming this week. Look at that weekly open, just like with no wicks at all. So I think what I'm thinking is it just comes back down to take down that wick again, whether it comes from higher first or reject from here. Just gonna go through every time frame here. Wow, look at that 4 hour. That's actually kind of disgusting. We left such a gap. Yeah, I mean, the next 4 hour is the same thing I marked here. I'm just gonna mark it again. I don't think we have much room for upside here. I think, if anything, it's one more drive, but I'm probably looking at a retracement here just based off of looking at draw liquidity. Which I'm just going to remove all my drawings here. I'm going to start anew here. So, what do we see in the hourly? We just see pretty much an hourly breaker here. If it does want to come back down, we want to see this, most likely fill this gap, as well as look for validation back inside that very strong hourly breaker here. We got validation when we got closure above there. So I'll mark this out, only marking the hourly. That's what I see, and then we'll drop down to 15 now. See what we got. So there's not much to really look for in the 15. What I need to see is, can we get a closure, a 15-minute closure under this low? That will trigger that 15-minute breaker here. And then we want to see validation where the order block would be with the bullish up close candle, that kind of failure closure through. It looks like ES is already showing that, so NQ just somehow still holding well. This would be a 15-minute breaker right here. So any retap back inside, we're gonna look for validation for lower. I'm gonna just put M15 here. And we haven't seen that on NQ yet. NQ just likely more bullish today here. Alright, let's see. What I see is 5 minutes. So a lot of validations happening right now. For a move lower, it seems. I would like that closure under 320s for NQ though. It looks like ES is already flipping, and we're just gonna drop down to 1 now, see what we get. So this is where we're looking for closure here. And I'm not sure what happened here. It looks like I'm missing a candle. Can you turn your mic up a little bit? Yeah, let me do that. Try now. Hello, hello. Okay. Let me sit up. Gonna lock in here. I think ES, you're already looking for shorts, and you're likely going for the next pretty much internal low here, which is a pretty strong drive down. And those who were shorting early on before PM started, they're gonna want shorts now. All right, let me get set up here. Chat. We're looking. I think I'm looking at shorts for now. I'm gonna try my bias intraday. I'm gonna flip bias downside. I think high time frame we're looking somewhat bullish. I'm gonna keep it neutral though. I think the intraday is more bearish though. I mean, not with the hourly, but the 15-minute is what I'm looking at because I'm likely gonna look for trades on the one. So if we're looking at shorts here, this is probably the target we're looking at, the hourly wick low here. So we want to see validation to send this right down to 270s. And I perhaps would try to take entries off of ES more than anything here. All right, I'm gonna give me a second. Okay, so ES shorts at the 15-minute breaker, we get a 1 minute setup. I want to put our stop above these wick highs here. I think we should have took them a little bit earlier on this move higher. We could have inserted off the inversion here for confirmation, put our stop above. This is like, I wasn't here for this, of course, but like, let's say we did take this inversion. We just put our stop above, and that'll be the 15-minute entry, and we're going to play for the down. That would have been before my stream even started, though. Just looking at like what I'm looking at is downside, and we had already confirmation ES. And if you stronger asset, you want to play ES because it's starting to be much weaker now. And then we do have this closure. This closure on this 15-minute here is what's important here. So we did have a wick low, but that closure validated this breaker even more. And you want to put your stop most likely above the breaker, or if we already validated, which we're kind of doing right now, you can put it at the internal low. So now I want to see if we can get a trade idea in for lower. I don't think I'm buying this until we actually sweep the internal low and move higher. Upside is very limited for me. If there was like a nice gap here that I could target, that'd be beautiful. This basically, I'm looking at the 15-minute area. We wicked back inside this order block and held just for a leg higher. That happened at 10 a.m. So let's see what that looked like here. Yeah, just basically retraced all the day and wicked it and held. Volume is bad. Is it going through my mic or not? I mean, I can check real quick. Yeah, I don't know how volume is bad right now. We're looking like we're gonna get the 5-minute breaker too. I don't know. I think best case is you want to slam shorts right now. You want to focus on shorts. We have all the validation we need, really. So if you guys can find it, we started the stream about 10 minutes so far. It's a Monday, so I definitely need to get warm for a week. my buy is still lower. If you want to find setups for it and you're also bearish, I have ideas, but I definitely want to wait for a more probable setup. We also have a 1-minute breaker Bobby form here. If you're looking at, let's say, this is the high, this is the low, high, high, and then we're starting to sell off here. So let's say we got a nice closure down here. When any retap, you want to look for lower. Just trying to sell off much better here. Dang, this has been pretty textbook here. Anyways, yeah, I mean, any retrace you want to look for shorts right now. A little prop from gossip on a Monday. Oh, Kellyanne and Apex. Is that happening right now? I did see a tweet about it. So this is a good retrace here. I think this retrace should be for shorts. I'm still looking for lower. Lots of internal getting swept here though. We didn't take this low yet, so like I think anything we play here should be shorts until we get a very strong displacement through. Let me see. Yeah, so we got a nice 15-minute closure already. This is already looking like we want to play shorts here. So I might be able to try to get the entry for you guys. If not, it's gonna have to be based on what you, if it's more aggressive. I don't think I'm gonna alert anything aggressive. All right, let me move to the side. Just remember, the stream is starting to turn more like, if you guys been watching the last few months, I don't share my live execution, but I tell you exactly where I enter, when I'll enter, and then it's based off like how, if you align yourself with it, just to help prevent signal bots too. Which I'm gonna do that right now here. I'm gonna definitely look for this move to run higher and fail. We're gonna slam these lows, and that could be off an inversion on the one. If there's any one, I don't think 1 minute would be good here because look how very barcoding this is. You don't really have much information. What I would like is drop down to 30-second in this case. That's why it varies. It doesn't happen every single time, but let's see what happens on 30. 30, we have a little bit more gaps we can play with, and we can see more validation that way. Because we're not looking for the lower time frame as more so a entry model. The entry model should be already on the 5 or 15-minute, just along with narrative. We just want to know when to enter. So enter on the way down rather than move up over short. This is happening fast. We already tapped inside the breaker. This 30-second flip here could really trigger the move down. I was hoping we could do one more drive higher, and then we get this 30-second flip here. If we get a closure down 120, we might just slam down pretty hard here. I'm still very aggressive looking for shorts. I was still liking on ES. I think this is what I was been saying, but you know, NQ we actually got more within that breaker model. And we also, yeah, this 15-minute OB here. This is exactly what I want to see. Closure, retap back in respect. So I think we're gonna. I don't think this is gonna retrace again here. That was like a very quick tap in for a move lower too. I just still want a higher price inside this breaker so I can put a decent stop. But I'm just looking at the 15-minute validation right now. Like this is pretty good here. And we should already have more of a validation on the lower time frame if this is sent down here. Because at the very minimum, you want to play for these lows. That's not the main target, but that'll be target itself. Oh, Tanya's in the building. Someone said my soulmate Tanya's here. Yeah, it's gonna be very aggressive for entries because the way that we tap, if you were able to get 330s above, you're sitting pretty gold here now. But if anything, we're gonna play for lower. There it is. There it is. Beautiful, beautiful drive in. Yeah. So that's why I also try to mark out the 15-minute here, because we didn't get a closure anywhere here, and you're looking for this 15-minute low. Once we get that closure, any great trace, I'm going to be very aggressive for. If you're able to get that entry, I wasn't able to get that entry. I played for a little bit lower on the 30-second here. I had 234, 330, 324. But even this 30-second closure is still getting nice free fall here. But if anything, though, this validation is looking pretty good here. I think we just trail this because our main target here is I want to see if we can get this hourly low. I just have my apex on. There's one con. I'm trailing at that high off the 30-second. And just see how far we get. We might get trailed out right there already. But with a immediate draw like that, if I want to show it again, the 1 minute, let me go back to 1 minute. This internal low did not take that main internal, and instead we left those lows, basically relative lows, and I do a retrace back inside the 15-minute OB. I wanted just a little bit more, but we were able to get that drive in. It's just very aggressive wick, slam back down. So best thing was look for shorts within that tight consolidation on lower time frame, and then play for those lows. Either get break even, green stopped out, or TP'd here, but I got trailed right there just now. Just keep on moving. What's your target? The target is ideally the hourly, but I would only play for that if I can have a nice stop. So like, let's say we got our a good retrace to 5 somewhere, like I originally wanted, and we do something like this. I could have put my stop here and really play for the hourly drive, but when I'm taking like aggressive low time from entry, I would protect myself, especially after we take that internal low. So this low is already taken. That makes things a little bit more tricky with how we're drawing for lower. So I think that one you definitely want to put break even or green stop out after it's taken, because if it wanted to slam down, it wouldn't retrace anymore, especially that wick. And this is still somewhat bullish on the higher time frame. So if we wanted to just take that low before moving higher, that could be the plan here. I'm just playing whatever draw I see. Tanya got stop break even too. I think I got +5 on that. Let me see what I got. Yeah, this is what I did. I think short at 24. I took one when we really slammed that low, and I put a trailing on the other one. It got trailed out, so not that many points won there, to be honest. It's okay. It's not the strongest short, so I'm glad I rolled in profits. I think that's the best case, because if it was really aggressive, we will see some displacement, but it's basically still holding out. I'm still short biased though, but let's see if we get a relief move, and if that can validate for lower, basically a move higher for a leg lower. I'm still looking at this as that internal low. Was it the hourly low that this was? I think it was the hourly low. I'm just kidding. How do we enter for the giveaway? We're gonna do every 150 likes. We'll do the giveaway real time here. Here we're at 180. If we get 300, we'll do 2. Just make things easier. Right now I'm not looking to be as aggressive shorts because we took the sell side. Now I need to see some I Ideally, a move higher first before lower. ES is still drawing for lower, so if we get a setup on ES, I'm still short bias still. Weekly fair value gap above, we should be bullish, bro. That's the thing. You're looking at weekly fair value gap, which is, it makes sense. I'm also looking at the weekly. We already tipped in, and we're leaving a lot of gaps. We have no wicks below. I'm kind of thinking like short term, either we have one more leg like this for lower, or we're gonna just move lower from here. At least it doesn't have to retrace, but this is getting like, once we step in the size of weekly fair value gap, I feel like upside is very, very limited. Because I'm looking at draw, so like I'm just seeing like where is it more likely to head to. So you could be bullish, but like, would you buy at the top? That's the thing. That's why you want to be very, very nimble. Right now, it was short. We took the low. We basically held that low. So I'm a little bit more concerned and looking for where we can go. I still think the 15-minute is what the buy should be for intraday. As long as the 15-minute is still respecting, which it is, we should still move lower. And if we get a fail move while respecting the 15-minute, we drop down to the 1 minute and look for a trade for lower. That's my game plan. If that's not aligning with what you think, then yeah, you don't have to follow. Making a move higher so far. I'm gonna delete this so it doesn't confuse anyone. I'll be taking another entry. Let's see. This should be still short bias here. We validated this 5-minute, and then with the displacement, we have 5-minute breaker. Anything still moving higher. If we get like a low time frame flip here inside this breaker, I'm gonna try for another short. But what do we have? We're like, I thought we were 2% of the day. Maybe it was at the peak. It still feels like it's gonna move for lower here. This could be still somewhat of a small validation here. We got a nice closure under this low. We could try it with that as our stop. Either that is our stop, more aggressive type of entry if we get this displacement, or just at the top of the breaker. Most likely like closure above the breaker though. So basically what I'm framing up is what can price action really do where I will still be comfortable for my current bias, which is downside. And this is the 5-minute, this is the 15-minute here. What I'm interested in is still lower price action here. And I'll also draw this 15-minute breaker here, because I think it matters on NQ. And hopefully that makes a lot more sense too. Yeah, this didn't get any validation. We actually whipped it and closed higher, so that might be very aggressive. I'm still looking at, you know, this, as long as it still holds. Let's say hypothetically we do run, and let's say we want to, I don't know, like go here and then flip back down. If we get a low time frame validation here, this would be something I'll probably take. Either stop this high or stop most likely the breaker high just to be protected. And I'll go for at least the minimum swing low. Next thing would be the hourly low. So whatever we get here, just it really depends on price action. If we can still have validation on the intraday, I'll look for confirmation on the lower time frame. So let me just delete this. ES just looks still pretty clean here because we have the closure. I don't know if you want to retap back in. Getting a pretty good move here. You can just really expect that just because we swept that internal sell side low here, which is, if we're looking at like draw liquidity, that was the main low. The next one would most likely, I don't really want to consider this one. The next one would be much lower here. So that's probably why we're getting a nice reaction. We might even get another drive in an ES. I still favor ES for shorts. But we're gonna let this play out here. This is somewhat of like a short territory here. Where are you targeting? It's literally the hourly sell side liquidity here. This is kind of where, if you're short bias and you got confirmation, this is where you're looking very carefully. But we already took the sell side here. If that's what you're asking, this is the internal low here, which we have lots of relative, and we actually swept it and held and flipped back higher. So I'm just letting this pull back up. We're about to sweep that in the high and yes, multiple drives inside this 15-minute breaker. We're still like looking at lower until this fails, because we do have validation here, but we already swept this internal low. So we want to be waiting for more structure. Not gonna play the 30-second unicorn. No, is that the upside? Should I play the upside? Let me see. It has to be probably this if you're looking for upside. Oh shit, wrong click. Two equal highs. That's if you're bullish. I mean, I could see that playing out because we definitely took the draw lower already. So basically what we have here is somewhat of you're just kind of seeing like, will this hold for lower or can this break for higher? And since you're unsure, you want to let things play out and be very mindful of where we do sweep. It's not as easy right now. Well, I think yesterday or Friday and last week is pretty easy. This was the only easy thing here. This was very clear draw liquidity. Okay. Getting a big move here. Not short yet. Just want to see how far we can go. If we get a closure through this 5-minute, what I'll do is start looking for longs back in the previous range here. So let's see if we get closure here, right? Anything moving back down, gonna look for a move higher. So that means we already swept the lows. We flipped higher. Any retracement should be longs for the continuous bias upside. And since NQ is a stronger asset, we're probably gonna be looking for longs for NQ. Pretty interesting price action so far. I'm glad we took this low. So if we, let's say, left those lows without sweeping it, I would have a very hard time flipping my bias upside. This line is trying to mean if we get a closure, by the way. Hopefully that... I don't know how else I could really do it. Why'd you flip your bias short to long? I'm playing what I see. You could say, like, I'm flipping my bias often. I haven't flipped yet. I'm anticipating. That's part of my game here. I'm waiting to see if this is holding. This is still holding so far. But if we do get a flip here, I have to look at longs. Like, that's by default. I'm not trying to marry towards a bias. And we also swept this internal high here. That was a bearish down close that actually validated this breaker here. So one of the bear signature, it would be trying to wick that and closing much lower. But Next 15-minute close is at 1:45. We'll get a 5-minute closure here too, coming up. There should actually probably be. I'm just gonna do last candle here. The last candle would cover the whole thing instead of series. So if this wicks this high and close lower, and we get a 1 minute or a lower time frame setup, I want to try this with a stop at the breaker high for lower. What is this? What is this here? When did I make this? I don't know. Good rejection. Very good rejection here. Can we get a closure and a... Let me see. I probably do want to try the ES rather than the NQ though. I do remember ES is much weaker. No good closure. No, that was still holding well here. I'm gonna look for next candle closure. Whether it's the 30 or 1. I'm basically looking for a low time frame confirmation now because what we did see is this still validating, and we did take the internal high. This starting to get a green light for a short if we can get validation somewhere. We haven't got it yet. Something I will look for validation is a closure under this low. We'll get like a very mini breaker, and then a quick retap back inside would allow me to either take, let's say, short. I'm just gonna draw it out so it's more clarity. Let's say we had a closure here. Retap back inside. That'll be your entry. You're looking for lower, and we could either put our stop at this high or the breaker high, and it'll still be this 15-minute setup as our framework, but lower time frame confirmation for the entry. You're changing your bias too much. I haven't changed my bias once yet. The bias has still been short. I'm only flipping if this does this, by the way. I think that's the thing, like, too. Like, I think with how I look at the market, it's pretty clear cut. There's like no room for kind of errors. We're really looking at closure, looking at for validation, how well some PDRAs are respecting and disrespecting. I'm doing it for the stream more. So like people ask like, when should I look at longs? In my opinion, if we get a closure here, then I'll start looking for longs. But we're still looking at the downside. And it's holding right. It's holding very well. We're likely, if we don't get any movements either above these highs or flip back down, we're gonna look for the 50-minute closure, see how that closes first. We're going up another 120 points. Whatever happens, I hope we are able to join the right move. This is pretty much a coin toss right now, I feel like, if you take something here. Because I can make the case for higher or lower. I'd rather not take the chance. I'd rather wait until it's clear. Are you in California? I'm in Florida. Lots of traders in Florida. Eastern time zone. Let's see the likes. We'll do the, let me see, 250 likes. We'll get 300 likes. We'll do 2 giveaways based off of the likes. It's gonna go up, so I'm sure. So it is very interesting. Even like the low time frame, you could see price delivery is respecting very well. Had it not, would have been closure. We just keep on wicking and moving higher, closing higher, which is still pretty much a bullish signature. And for me to really flip upside, there's two things. Just invalidate this bearish breaker, and then close to really validate the bullish breakers. And I think that's what it's trying to do right now. ES does have much more wiggle room than NQ. So we're just gonna see. Tap inside the 30-second breaker or the unicorn, Dono said. Let's see. Where would that be? Yeah, where would that be? I'm trying to find it. I'm assuming it's this here that you're looking at with this high or this low, high, lower, low. I don't know how that would be actually. Unless you're looking for lower. That makes sense. This one. Yeah, I mean, Dono called this out. If you're also bullish, this is something you're looking at as structure, and a stop under these relative lows would have been perfect. All right, let's see. Next closure in 5 minutes here. 145. Gotta warm up on a Monday. I hopefully, ideally, we get a one easy trade setup. Doesn't have to be home run, but something clean. Go for a base hit, and then rest of the week we can start firing up. Monday's always a little bit difficult for me when we're moving aggressively right off of like New York overnight in New York AM, because now I'm trying to work with what I got, and it's gonna be somewhat difficult here. What I got is, look at the 4-hour candle. Every 4-hour candle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 4-hour candle right now, if we do count this one here, has been bullish. This is looking for the next closure. Chat, if you were to long or short right now, where would you call for here? Upside or downside here? I'm gonna delete the arrows. Let's see. Shorts, downside. Lots of downside right now, which is interesting. This looks like downside still. We're still validating this. Potentially same thing here. Good closure down here would give you like a 1-minute break boost. We have that sweep already, and then good displacement. Any retrap back inside would call for a potential short. And then I'm also like saying like, what I need to see for upside. This hasn't shown upside yet. And what we're getting right now is potentially a very bearish signature where we wick higher, take and turn low, close lower. This is a good closure here. I want to say to play shorts right now on this retrace. Not the cleanest entry, of course. But you want to be looking at this as a potential confirmation now. So we still have validation still. I think you're just looking for this retrace here to be the short. Getting no touches in the breaker after this validation. This is like not a A+ short though. It's gonna be tough because we're not showing too much of what I see. This is kind of like a B- C+ thing. It'd be somewhat more risky, but if you take an entry here, stop would be just above the high, which is I think still pretty safe. It just makes you very tight risk, which is not bad. I don't hate it. ES just looks like we're gonna slam down already though. We got a jab inside this breaker already, so we'll just see how far we could really push through that. If I were to play this, I think I'm going to size very small on this. I don't really like the risk in this. Because something I think about for Monday, can we get a cleaner setup? This is not the cleanest. It's still validating. I definitely know the stream wants a better setup than this. This is like, why offer a C- setup when we could wait for something better? Mark this. I just try to fight this area. Like, can we have any follow through here? And like now what I see here, we definitely made this 5-minute fair value gap here in both NQ and ES. I'm gonna mark in ES too. Why price action is so back and forth right now is we rebalance to this 5-minute, and also we're still respecting the 5-minute above, so we're between two areas here of interest inside of a large 15-minute breaker, bearish breaker. It's just being very indecisive right now. I don't think we want to touch anything until we get a more clear move. Because if I were to play downside, my target is like 274, and we have a lot of space here to really navigate for lower. What I don't want to do is enter prematurely. This 1-minute breaker still respecting here. It's just not the cleanest setup. Let me look at chat. You got 13 minutes for what? Is Trump speaking by then? I think you don't long this, but I'm not mad at shorts. I think that's kind of what I will sum it up right now. Long would be too dangerous without any confirmation, except like if you're looking for this 30-second here. Tony's in shorts again, 15-point stop. I need foresight, but the foresight, if I'm just based off charts, I'm leaning lower. I can't lean up yet. So wait, what is Trump speaking about? I saw someone post about it. Like, he's speaking every day for this week or something. And I feel like I don't really like that. It's not red folder. Let's see, Monday, nothing. But it's probably yellow folder, if anything. This is so back and forth. I think a lot of people did like a move for lower still. If you're looking for consistency in the chat, it just, what is this difficult right now? Where I'm like looking at the 5-2, is like we're just playing both sides. You have like if you're looking for a grade for a setup, any short right now is still like not A plus or A. Just gonna let this play out more. Look at the range for New York AM from 9:30 to like I mark as 1. That's New York AM, and then from basically 1 to market close. This PM is still very tight here. Very tight range. And notice 1 PM high here was taken on the move up. This is what I call a prop market day. I don't know what that means. $355%. Look how much is fighting back and forth right now. I need one side to get cleared. We're still holding this downside. Can't lie, this is holding phenomenally. I see describe PM session as 1:30 to 2 PM. That's a 30-minute range. I would consider 1 to 3. I mean, you could do 1 to 4 too, but one thing with power is things get very volatile, and with volatility is I think follows inconsistency. Two PM might bring more clarity right now. I just wonder if a 2 PM comes around and we still can't fill up this 15-minute breaker, how aggressive this is going to probably slam down. Looking good still. I'm gonna just let this play out. I want to. My buys is still lower. Every move up has been respecting the higher time frame, but I can't see this Can't see myself trying to jump in yet when it's been so indecisive the whole time. Something that will give me one more, like, I guess, confirmation is can we get a nice closure under 327 here? Any retrace would be a move for lower. It's just still holding back and forth right now. I would love a 5-minute inversion downside. I mean, that's kind of what I'm seeing too. It's just been holding. If I'm using this as the 1-minute breaker too, this is still no closure right now. See if we get followed through here. Good move down. I know some people in the chat is a little bit more, maybe they're more married to the upside. I can't say the chart is really like an upside at the moment. Baron is short too. 2 p.m.'s coming up. Was there any clean entry on ES, by the way? I feel like ES just been respected so much more on the downside. Let me see. It's odd. I'm not mad at this either. If we get a closure, we're likely gonna get this closure. Something like this. Something very tight. You're able to play for next eternal low. Ty's cooking. Ty's cooking, chat. I like short too, but I don't think I was really favoring it yet. What's the indecisiveness? What's your advice on trying to catch the whole move of something? I think you just let it play. Like, if you're trying to catch the full move, let's say if I were to play shorts and I wanted this low, I'm gonna keep on trailing, move my stop where I feel like it's comfortable until it goes there. Closure here. This is potential right now. I wonder if we get this 5-minute flip too. We just have a lot of wicks back inside this 15-minute that has really showed no interest anywhere. If there's no inversion, I'm cutting it. Yeah, I think 2 p.m. is about to pop up here. Something I'm more looking forward to. Where is the 15-minute gonna close here? Let's see. No 5-minute inversion. 10 more seconds for this flip. We're just back and forth right now. I don't think we can play anything. Why is it so dirt choppy though? I was so sure that if we can get this 5-minute flip, any retrace we want to play for downside. But how did that just get respected there? Now I'm still in limbo mode where like I'm thinking, do we want to play upside or downside here? Gotta wait. Gotta really wait this out. I don't want to lead anyone astray right now. There's so many conditions that I want, and none of them are getting followed here. I think only thing would be ES. If we're looking at shorts, click on the ES, and ES has been just holding all day. We just tapped inside another retap on the breaker. I mean, I'm not mad at it either if you just take a 15-minute retap here and try to put a bigger... I don't know, 6 points is a lot though. It's probably like something like this. I like ES much more than NQ right now. Let's see the one. You're looking at least bare minimum ES this low. If we can get this low, we'll try to go for the next one, which is the hourly low, right? Yeah. I don't want to look at NQ right now. I think NQ just been too tricky. ES has been very clear with where it's trying to deliver. Wow, we're getting a nice slam right now. $78. Chat, how many people are trying to grab an ES already? I didn't get the 606 entry, but I was able to get 5s. Looking very nicely right now. This was this drawing was based off of 30-second here. Did I mark? Where's the marking? Yeah, it was 30-second breaker I'm looking at. Just because how it's holding so well, and then I would just probably put a stop above this internal high. If that wasn't the case, we want to play for this 15 minutes still. Wow, this is delivering very nicely now. NQ, we haven't delivered yet either. Wow, look at that delivery. That's a beautiful delivery on ES. I just hate NQ right now. Go back to 1. This is the next move here. If we can get this, this will be beautiful. We can get let me move this to 15-minute chart. Chat, how many people are in shorts right now? And type if you're in ES or NQ. ES is paying so much more than NQ right now, I feel like. Because we're already reaching for the hourly low. NQ barely moved. NQ short. Why are so many people on NQ short? Wouldn't the ES be clear? I'm on ES right now. I'm trying to just trail this to this low. if you're on NQ, be very careful what happens on ES if it does tag this low. Look at 94.5 for now, which is the hourly low. I mean, we have hourly low both on NQ and ES. NQ just not really willing to get down there yet. So back to what this on ES, like if you ignore NQ, we have this 15-minute breaker, lots of retest back inside, no validation for flip upside yet. The only validation I would look for is if we can really get through the breaker. Lots of taps back in. I wanted to see if I can get 06 here. I wasn't able to get that. That basically tapped it. So I just looked on back to 05s on the flip down because that's still validating the 30-second here, which I marked out. I just really tagged that low. Off by like a few ticks. I was a little confident that we're going to try to take that low. What are you guys trying to do here? You about to get green stopped? Or still trying to play for lower? Damn. The price action is so annoying right now. If it makes a high, I'm gonna move my green stop to that high and just whether we take that high or we take the low, leave up to the air. See next candle here. NQ really just took this low out by like 2 ticks and just flip back up to previously where you guys are looking at. This looks horrible now. I'm gonna leave at this high for green stop. Or we take the low out. Yep. Some people trolling the chat. Someone said, I bought that bullish dump for the V-shaped recovery. It's that Peter guy, the one who's like trolling. Why did ES looks better to you? Let's just look at the 15-minute chart. Tell me ES is not respecting much better than NQ right now. It's because NQ is the stronger asset, and we're shorting. We want to short the weaker asset, which we also got a validation of ES first. Because this is a validation at 12:45. Look where NQ was. NQ actually closed higher, so it makes perfect sense to play at ES over NQ. Once again, I'm glad that it's more like you have to take it on ES. I think NQ is making people more confused because how we're working both sides. ES is still clear cut. That's my final tap in on ES because the breaker's still respecting very well. At the very least, we're not trying to lead anyone astray. I think the clear thing was we're going to be short bias the whole time until we get a flip. We never got a flip yet, so the short bias move was the right one. And I know there's a lot of people like still liking longs. It'll just be very dumb to long without confirmation. And then we had Tanya for confirmation bias too. She was also looking for lower. You're holding ES shorts. I got tagged out. I'll post what I had. I took one for 99 for 6 points, and the other one I put a green stop on to see if we can really close through it because I had it at the highs, but then I want to be very aggressive with it because something I always think about when I'm trailing is something I have like a document for. Let me just pull up just so chat can understand. When you're looking for a draw liquidity and you're getting very close to target, this is what I'm kind of visualizing as like good risk reward, bad risk reward for trailing. This is what I see here. So like, let's say this is my main target and you're trailing your stop. At one point, it's not that good to really keep on trailing because your target might be 3 points and you're giving back like 6 points. And that's how I kind of format my trailing. At this point, like let's say this is my my main TP, we're off by a few points. I think right there I should have trailed it very tight. Let's say at the next high at 99 right here. That made things a lot better. You got tagged, yeah. This is what I had. I didn't get tagged up the equal high though. I moved it down right after. It's fine. Like if I still like the short, I'll just look for re-enter. That's always what I think about. That'd be very annoying too if I put my early stop here and it trailed me, and then that was the high of that swing move, and we just do much leg lower. I'm rooting for you guys who are still in short. I'm gonna be in sidelines from here. Just waiting. What is this troll? He said blah blah blah. Do you ever trade? All that matters is if most of you guys are winning, I'm winning. That's all that matters. I think lots of pages have been building up over the weekend. Oh yeah, you know what, Tanya? I haven't realized, but she's trading PM. I thought she's only an AM trader. We could convert her to an Asia trader next. I might do the giveaway at the end of the stream. I kind of want to lock in for the rest. It's gonna distract me if I do the giveaway now. For your risk reward pick you just showed, are you saying that trailing more aggressive is better? No, it's like you're talking about risk reward wise. Do I have it again? Yeah, I'll pull it up. Let's say let's say my target is here and we get a few ticks of it. If you don't move your green stop relative to what your main target is, I think you're losing out on good risk reward for trailing versus poor risk reward. So this is an example here. Let's say we make this high. We have internal high, main target high. I can trail this because, you know, this is still very good risk reward here. Like I'm going for basically 2+ with a -1 here. But once it goes like this, let's say we take this high out, have this high, I think this would be a very poor trail here. And you would do it very much more tighter. So like example, this would have been ideal here. That's equivalent to that. That's kind of how I have the template. It's looking good though. If you put your grease top at this high, at this equal high, I think we're safe right now. And you're trying to go for the leg lower. Yeah, Kevin is basically kind of summarizing what I'm saying. It works much better for Asia. Asia's very slow. PM is a little bit more fast-paced, but trailing still works the same. Almost 1K viewers. This is a record, chat. I can never trade Asia. I don't know what it is about it. So if you're like kind of new to trading Asia, you gotta recognize it's so much slower pace and it's more internal base. It's not gonna go for like these higher lows. It's very, very slow. And I think you need screen time for it before you can really execute off of it. And you know, we're gonna be trading Asia 3 times a week on our Discord, which I do show every market commentary and alerts. So if you want to do a test run, try it for a month. That'll give you probably, let's say 3 times 4 weeks. That'll be 12, I think 12 sessions of Asia, and see if that helps you improve. Because I have a lot of screen time with Asia. It took a lot of studying to really see basically how to trade it. Because at first it was also very annoying for me, but once you basically submit to how Asia delivers, it's not that bad. If you guys don't know, chat, I think if you're in Discord, you would know. We've been doing Asia for the last like 5-6 weeks. And I feel like we've been net positive every Asia session. And I do post my Asia recaps on Twitter. If you guys want to see like how I trade Asia, it's there. This is back to risk reward. Let's say you had short much higher, like let's say like I did, and around this low. It doesn't have to be pinpoint, but let's just say this low. You're going for 2.75 points. This would be a trail of 4 points. I feel like this is still poor risk reward if you're trailing. I think better case you trail at this high and you got trailed out already. But I could eat my words if we don't take out that high. It just for most cases, I feel like it's not gonna apply every time, but you want to keep like certain protocol to really keep your profits in. So far, still look for the lower. Lower is the ideal move. Damn, I took trades on Apex, not my live yet. I have my live connected with everything, so you know, take profit trader live, Top Step live. What's the third one? I forget. Frick, I'm blanking. Top Step, take profit. Oh, Tradeify live, and then my future is gonna be added, and then Tick Trade is gonna be live. It's gonna be like basically 5 different firms. It's gonna be a total of like 10 accounts, which most of them are basically daily payouts, except Top Step. But I'm already like somewhat at 30 days mark, so it doesn't really matter at that point. I can't say to long this at all. It's could still be looking at for shorts. The 15-minute is already still validating for lower. I want to see if I can get back in. Something I look for, let's say it's been holding a lot. Let's just get the sweep. of what it's been teasing, fail, I'll go back in, and this will be my stop run here. My stop if I take an entry. If not, it's gonna just keep on pouring lower, and I don't like the chase here. It's just still choppy. If you want to know what farm I'm live with, I posted. It's a list. I'm missing one though. I don't know if I should add funded futures family, but I'm live with everything. ETF was last year. ETF's the only one that's not active right now. But Top Step, Tradeify, TickTick, TBT. Now I'm live funded futures, and I want to add funded futures family because I'm technically live with them as well. So that'll be a 6 firm there. 7 total, 6 active. Are you using Alpha Future? I'm using Alpha Futures too. And people ask also, the main question is like, why trade live with a prop firm? And my answer is, I don't have a choice. Let's say I made like 20, 30, 40,000. I got them paid out. And then if they transition me with 20,000, I can't just withdraw that because it's a live count. They have protocols where you have to keep on trading. Which, you know, it's fair because I already milked each firm. I'm not mad at it, but you combine all those live, let's say like 5, 6 firms, 10 live total, because some firms do give you multiple live counts. It's still daily payouts. If I make, let's say, $500 on each count, 5,000 withdrawal at market close. So it's not too bad. How fast are TPT payouts? It's like, I hear people can do like same day payouts multiple times. I never had that experience. It's always, I submit it and the next morning I'm able to get it. It's odd, I don't know. Why not trade your own account? I do have my own account. But, you know, when you have like, let's say 30, 40 different fundeds and then 10 different lives, like what more do you keep on adding? Do I add like a few $100,000 on a personal account too? I have, what I'm doing is just holding swings. I'm scalping on props, and which is funded, sim-funded, and live funded, and just swing trading on my main cash account. Yeah, this is still pretty choppy. I just look at NQ, how bullish NQ is, how bearish ES is. That's why I was favoring ES over NQ, especially seeing how we were reacting on this 50-minute. NQ tried many times to really take out this breaker. ES just casually made lower highs every single moment. So that's why I was more confident on ES here. It's just kind of like a matter of time before we really just break this low here. Guys, if you're short, tell me your entries, whether it's NQES. Let's see your entries and what you're trying to target. I think you're gonna get this break here. Something, like I said, something for me to get back in. Sweep that into our low, fail. I'll play back in. That'll be that next run high with my stop. I think this will be my target. We didn't get that, so it's kind of like a no dice for me right now. Let's see. 97 entry, 91. Yes. It's very aggressive there. I'm just glad we got the right bias. The delivery, it's always like a few things, like, do we have a draw liquidity? Draw liquidity is this low as well as this low prior. Do we have a framework? Framework is a 50-minute breaker, and it's been holding. And then the last part is like, what is the bias? What is the delivery? Delivery, it's trying to deliver, but it's just very choppy. So the only thing we're lacking is delivery. It's just kind of like a matter of time at this rate. But chat, I asked TBT what happens on my live account. Apparently, you don't need a buffer. So I started the live, I think, the pro live again on each of my account. I think these are 2 days so far. I thought you need a buffer to withdraw. They clarified you don't need a buffer. I have 2,000 on each of my live account. And 90 split, I can withdraw this right now. And if I withdraw the whole thing, you would think the liquidation would be at starting balance. They just clarified to me just now through email, my live manager. They said you still have the drawdown under it. So this is actually, I'm actually liking the live account much more and more. I'm gonna make a thread on that. I think if you guys didn't understand that, I'll try to explain it better on a post. For take profit trade, that's what the prop firm is. What is it gonna take to slam this low? I have no idea. What does it take? It's clearly just teasing. They're using your original buffer, 5,000 buffer. No. Dan, for another clarification, I don't have pros anymore. I'm exclusively only trading live. So what that means is if I pass the eval, I go straight to the live now. So I don't have a buffer anymore. Someone said you had to hold live like holds 10k buffer, but apparently that's a lie. I feel like there's not enough information out there. And I asked my manager so many times random questions of multiple scenarios, and I think I got everything ready to go. I don't know why it's trying to tease this low so bad, but that's just what it's doing. Do you have to pay a separate data fee for each live? I asked that too. They said one, no, it's only one account. And then second part is it's actually covered, which I think I need to ask more clarification on. Someone said one of the my live manager, I asked the same thing. Let me just pull it up here. Like here, this is what I asked here. Like, if I have 5 live with TPT, do I get charged one professional fee, or each one gets charged? And their response was, this is their response here. So I think maybe you guys could tell me. You guys could tell me here. Moving a pro plus is considered a transition to become a professional trader. The transition comes with professional market data fees, which covered by take profit for the exchange used by trader on the pro account. So I don't know if it's deducted from the pro or it's already covered. I feel like in this case they said it's covered already. So I don't know. What does that mean? Do I have to pay any fees at all, or if so, 1 or 5? I might ask for a follow-up before I make like a thread about it. There's in the FAQ that they cover the fees. Is that so? So there's no fees then. Look at how NQ is moving. Look how ES is moving. This is so bearish on ES. So answer's clear as mud. So I have no idea. I want to make a general post about it just so everyone can see. But I definitely need a little bit more clarification. That's not as clear as I want it to be. The amount of times you just keep on swooping the highs and in Q and lower highs on ES. Come on, chat. We need some dumpy candles here. I'm not even in, but I'm just cheering for everyone else. For Tanya, for all the live viewers who's in short as well. Let's see. Don't teach us low one more time on ES. I want to see this impulse through at this rate now. Can we just get a slam through this? No, don't buy back up. That's ridiculous. I'm so sketched out with NQ right now. How's NQ every move down just been bought back up? I want to clear all these lows out. CME is included, but products... Yeah, I get that. I mean, I think most people here use CME anyways. So that's already covered, and you don't have to pay fees. That's also another benefit for Take Profit if they do cover the live already. The live fees. Because, like, who doesn't want that? You don't have to pay 130 bucks. That makes the live in much better. We just daily payouts already. I'm cheering for you guys here. Here's NQ. NQ broke that low. Can we get more follow through here? Come on, don't end it like this. Let's see it on a yes. Break that low. Impulse through straight down to the next 15-minute gap here. Do it for the one time here. Like, if you're still holding this for an impulse through this, you want to trail it to the next high. I feel like 98 would be somewhat decent right now. It shouldn't go back up to here. It would be very painful if it just leave this sell side still by a few ticks. I'm just celebrating. Can we get an impulse though? Don't tell me just teasing this little gem. That's disgusting. What does that mean when NQ is trying to push higher and ES isn't? What do you see basically this divergence? NQ is a stronger asset. That's basically tech moving. Tech is driving the market up, while ES is the more either neutral or weaker asset. You could go for either one. You just know NQ is just very bullish bias right now. And if you were to look for longs right now, I think you would look for an NQ. If you're wanting to look for shorts, take on ES. It's kind of like how I would play it and how I've been talking about it. We're gonna handle the giveaways all the winners and the entries at the end of the stream at 3 p.m. I'm gonna see this through first. Diplo, yeah, the price action not the best delivery, but like if you zoom out the 15-minute chart here, every single moment this 15-minute setup has been validating for lower. So on the bright side, like you see very clear validation that's exactly what you want to see, really. And you look at the 1 minute. 1 minute's a little bit more choppy. You zoom out, 15 minutes very clear. And I think that's where a lot of people do fail. They just get too zoomed in on the chart. If ES already took lows, wouldn't NQ be better short? No, because let's say ES took lows and you didn't, and he was just so far from this low that it might just not go for it, and we just have an SMT. So, in any case, ES is still the better pick for shorts. I'm just surprised how we're just leaving all these lows here. What is that, chat? This is the only way I'll try to get back in. If we can really take out this high and then flip back lower, I'll attack back in. I think that's the only thing I want to try. And ideally, though, you know, if we do impulsive slow, you want to send it straight through the next 15-minute. I'm gonna get a 15-minute fair value gap here. So this would actually go for a leg down here. It's holding very nicely. Tanya's out. I mean, I think every short you did, Tanya, like, I don't know if you tapped out on any shorts at all. Everything was in the money, and you just basically either do break even or green stop, and both played out. So good work on your side, too. I'm just a little bit concerned now that this could be that manipulation now. Ideally, if you were convicted higher, it would make much more sense if we could just sweep this low, though. And then flip. I'm still convinced we're another leg down, just very stubborn. Very, very stubborn. I feel like this is in play here. But if we get a closure, a strong closure, we'll get probably like a bullish breaker from this up close candles. Whoa, that's a big spike here. What was that spike, chat? This must be Trump speaking or something. That's what trailing stop is meant for too. If this could show validation, I think we play for the downside here. We want to see for closure though. Let's see what I want to do. Big spike. I'm not touching anything until we get clear validation. I think right now though, look, we're back up. Just how aggressive it is. That was a pretty strong spike from the chop that we had. It was like 7 points on ES, and then basically like 30 on Q instantaneously. He may give a lot of countries breaks on tariffs. Oh, it's a tariff news. Haven't got a nice flip yet. Doing all these arrows. Start looking. You're looking at this gap right now. If we can flip this gap, potentially play for lower. It's nothing yet. Nothing here. Nothing here. Probably have to size down. We can take another trade here, because you're kind of playing with the mercy of wicks of all the news here. But you see this 15-minute wick here. Still respecting. That's what I'm saying. ES has just been respecting tremendously. We actually took out that internal high here. Can we get a flip? We'll get a 15-minute closure too. I mean, best case for upside, can get a nice closure through this 15-minute, and then we'll try to build up likely through this. If we can close here. I feel like that's gonna just scale up, but if we don't get a closure, I'm looking for the downside. So we have 2 minutes. See what it wants to do. Looks like it's closing. Try jumping longs if we get a closure here. Longs, like I said, shorts was better on ES. Long is probably gonna be better for NQ. Just gonna have to see if we can get anything good. He is pushing. He is pushing very nicely right now. Spiking through the highs here. Took all the internal highs. Still going. 15-minute closure in 1 minute. This is going to be a very strong closure. And we'll get like a 15-minute change state delivery here too. And how I'm framing this up now would be... This is the down close that took out the low. If we get closure through this 15-minute, I'm going to delete the breaker and look for this to be the next change state delivery support here. So if it even wants to come back down here, going for the next high. Yeah, so I'm gonna delete this breaker now. We also have the same thing on ES, change day delivery. I don't know how well it's gonna hold, it's so close, but any retracement, I want to see if we can get longs in. Such a big breaker here too. Let's see if we get any retracement here. I want to try to look for longs, operation back inside this breaker. Ooh, 15 minutes here on ES. I think longs on ES might be good. Oh, that's a big spike. Okay, I'm probably gonna be hands off. I was gonna say longs and ES might be good if we can get some validation here, but look how fast that spiked down. We're gonna get cooked here based on what Trump says. That's so classic. I was like, I could consider something like this, and then just 5-point wicks the same second I said that. What is this? That's that change day delivery here. I think price is gonna really support this area. Yeah, so if you're trying to look for longs, I think that might have been the area here. It has enough wiggle room for NQ here. I don't know, like, if anyone's really trying to mark it in because of that wick. It's way too dangerous. Let me look at chat. I was a little distracted. Tariff news, man. This should long from here. There's also a 5-minute breaker validation too. I don't see why not. We would push back up higher here. We gotta wick up, wick down now, which rebalance. We actually came back to fill this 15-minute fair value flip too. I don't know why that was so aggressive. If it were slower, I would have tried to long this here. How damn aggressive was that, man? Like, let me just see on the 50-second. That was like a big spike and immediately bought back up. I don't even know how I would have cashed that. We're gonna look to wrap the stream soon here. So how many likes we got? We got 487 likes. That's gonna be 3 giveaways today. 3 giveaways. Basically, if you're a winner, you can choose any accounts we have. We have My Future Starters, Tradeify Growth, and Take Profit. Those are the 3 main choices. Or you can get I think we have $55 cash reward if you don't win prop firms. Big spike. This should just move higher. So I kind of recap the session is like you want to be bearish, 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 bearish. And then the moment we get some validation, now you're looking for bullish, bullish, bullish. That's just kind of like how I'm seeing it, especially in the 15-minute. If you are looking at the 1 minute, you might feel your bias many times. But you want to be trying to see where is it trying to draw to and where the validation is happening. This is a chain state delivery here. Once we got closure above, this should be clearly bullish, as well as getting a flip of that breaker. And then we just retrace for this move higher here. So we were able to play for the shorts. The longs were very difficult, I feel like, because I would have validation on this move higher. And then now I'm like actively looking for longs, but that was like a long opportunity at 246. And that was like a flash wick here. We're going to wrap up the stream very soon. Normally, I just do giveaways based off a username. I just pick a random person, but let's see what we can do here. I think that wick just messed up any entry I wanted for long. That was just way too quick. All right, let's just do the giveaway. I'm gonna have to probably end the stream soon. All right, so you like the stream and comment your YouTube username 1 time, and then we're gonna pick a handful of winners. We'll be trading Asia tonight in the Discord for those who are still in the Discord. See what we got for Asia. This is gonna move higher from here. Damn. Long said this breaker long after I anticipated this as manipulation. This would have been a long stop at the low. Or if you look at the 5-minute breaker here with the 5-minute chain state delivery, this would have been long here, like at that area at 340s. You put your stop at a low. Same setup basically, just different time frame. You play for a higher day. I don't know how many people were able to catch this long, but that was a good one. It was a very good area. Okay, I think that should be enough time for you guys to enter. We'll give us another minute here. last entries. I got 246, 256. I think that's also why you want to pay attention to chain state deliveries. It's similar to breakers. I mean, it could be the same qualification as it, but you're looking at if it's like a bullish chain state delivery, you look at the last bearish down close that took out the low, and for bullish breakers, you look at the last up close candles that was before that sweep and closure. So like it's the same thing. They both validate normally the same area. And it does help you look for more precision because this breaker showing from basically 318 all the way up to 350s. Chain state delivery is looking at 343. So now you can look at this down rather than that higher part because you want to see that chain state delivery get respected. Okay, I'm gonna pick the winner here. 3 winners for 3 giveaways. If you, let me check this out. Brady. These are the winners here. Brady McKill, Kaylee Trades, and Dennis Features. If you're a winner, just go into Discord and then make a ticket. Here, I'll put the link for those winners. Congrats to those people. You basically make a ticket, and then one of our team would verify if you're a winner, or if you put giveaway claims here. Alright, I think that's going to wrap the stream here. I'll see you guys Asia on Discord, and if not, tomorrow on YouTube. That was a good session, though. I think overall, we played it everything right. A recap would have been, you know, we were short bias, short bias, short bias, and then now long bias. We were playing shorts very well. The long bias flip after we got the confirmation, we couldn't get the entry. It was way too fast with that wick here. That ruined everything for me. If not, it would have been probably 2 for 2 for today. Alright, see you guys tomorrow.